Box Jellyfish. No warning, no sound, just contact. The moment its tentacles brush skin, 5,000 nematocysts fire simultaneously, injecting venom directly into the bloodstream through microscopic barbs too small to feel. Cardiovascular collapse can begin within 2 minutes, not hours, minutes. Survivors describe the pain as the worst experience a human body can endure and still function through. Some don't function through it. The tentacles stretch up to 3 meters and trail invisibly behind the bell. The box jellyfish hunts actively, navigating with 24 functioning eyes arranged in 4 clusters. No centralized brain to process what those eyes see, and enough venom concentrated in one animal to kill 60 adult humans. It doesn't chase you. It doesn't know you exist. It simply moves through water and you swim into it. The ocean gives no warning before it happens. Cone Snail. It looks exactly like a shell you'd pick up on a beach. That's precisely the problem. The cone snail fires a harpoon-tipped proboscis from a flexible tube that can reach any point on its body, including the end you're holding. The harpoon delivers toxin, a compound cocktail containing over 100 distinct peptides that simultaneously disrupt nerve signal transmission, block neuromuscular function, and induce full paralysis within minutes of contact. There is no anti-venom for cone snail envenomation. Not one exists anywhere in clinical use. Treatment is supportive care and waiting while the toxin works through the body. If the delivered dose is high enough, the diaphragm stops contracting. Breathing stops. Death arrives somewhere between 1 and 5 hours, with the victim remaining conscious throughout the entire process. Collectors have died holding one while admiring the pattern. The species most responsible for human fatalities is called the geography cone. It is also considered one of the most visually stunning shells in the world. Inland Taipan. 1 bite. Enough venom to kill 100 adult humans simultaneously. The Inland Taipan produces the most acutely toxic venom of any snake ever measured by science. A single strike delivers approximately 44 milligrams of venom containing taipoxin, a powerful neurotoxin that degrades nerve tissue, combined with procoagulants that cause the blood to lose its clotting ability entirely. Internal hemorrhaging spreads through muscle tissue. Without anti-venom administered rapidly, death arrives within 30 to 45 minutes of a full envenomation. Here is the fact that changes everything. This snake lives in the remote channel country of Central Australia, is reclusive by nature, and has never killed a verified human being in recorded history. Not because it lacks the capability, because it avoids every opportunity. The most dangerous snake alive by pure biochemical measurement chooses, through temperament alone, not to use what it carries. That restraint is somehow more unsettling than aggression ever could be. Blue-Ringed Octopus. The size of a golf ball. Enough venom to kill 26 adult humans. The blue rings don't exist until it decides you're a threat. At rest, it's a muted brownish animal you'd overlook entirely in a tidal pool or clinging to a reef shelf. Threatened, iridescent cobalt rings pulse rapidly across its skin like a system activating in real time. That visual warning lasts approximately 2 seconds before it bites. The venom is tetrodotoxin, produced not by the octopus itself, but by symbiotic bacteria living inside its salivary glands. It binds permanently to sodium channels in nerve cells, cutting off all signal transmission to muscle tissue. Breathing stops. The bite is nearly painless. Victims have been envenomated and spent several minutes unaware anything had entered their bloodstream. There is no anti-venom. Survival depends entirely on reaching mechanical ventilation before respiratory muscles fail completely. The animal that just stopped your breathing fits comfortably inside a coffee cup. Stonefish. The most venomous fish alive looks indistinguishable from a rock on the seafloor. The stonefish sits completely motionless, covered in algae, sediment, and biological debris, perfectly mimicking the substrate beneath it. Step on one barefoot in shallow reef water and 13 venomous dorsal spines drive upward through the sole simultaneously. The venom, toxin, causes immediate and catastrophic local tissue destruction while attacking the cardiovascular system systemically, triggering arrhythmia and, in serious cases, cardiac arrest. Documented accounts describe victims requesting amputation of the affected limb within minutes of envenomation because the nerve pain becomes incomprehensible. Anti-venom exists, but requires rapid administration. Immersing the wound in the hottest water tolerable immediately after the sting breaks down the protein structure of the toxin and is the single most effective first response available before medical care arrives. Most fatalities don't happen in the water. They happen on shore when someone decides to wait and see if it gets better. Bullet ant. It will not kill you. It will make you wish it had. The bullet ant delivers the highest rated sting on the Schmidt Sting Pain Index, the scientific scale created specifically to rank insect venom pain. Maximum rating. The venom contains toxin, a neuroactive peptide that floods sodium channels in peripheral nerve cells and forces continuous, uncontrolled signal violently with no mechanism to stop it. Your nervous system screams at full volume for 24 uninterrupted hours. No tissue damage occurs. No lasting injury follows. Just sustained, total neurological agony for an entire day before the compound clears. The Satarema-Way people of the Brazilian Amazon weave hundreds of live bullet ants, stingers inward, into woven gloves. Initiates wear them for 10 consecutive minutes as part of a warrior rite of passage. They repeat this ritual 20 times before reaching recognized adulthood. The ant doesn't change. The threshold of the person wearing it eventually does. Pufferfish. The second most poisonous vertebrate on Earth is legally served in restaurants. Pufferfish concentrate tetrodotoxin in the liver, ovaries, skin, and intestines at levels sufficient to kill 30 adult humans per fish. The compound is 1/200 times more lethal than cyanide by weight and has no antidote in clinical use anywhere in the world. It binds irreversibly to sodium channels, producing ascending paralysis while full consciousness is maintained throughout. Respiratory muscles fail before the heart does. Cases exist of victims declared clinically dead who were later revived after hours of mechanical ventilation as the toxin cleared. In Japan, licensed Fugu chefs undergo a mandatory minimum 3 years of training dedicated specifically to removing toxic organs without contaminating surrounding tissue. Approximately 4 to 6 people die annually, almost exclusively from home preparation by unlicensed cooks. The licensed chefs rarely lose anyone. Global demand for the dish has never meaningfully declined. Sydney funnel web spider. Most spider venom is calibrated to kill insects. This one works better on primates. The Sydney funnel web is clinically regarded as the most dangerous spider on Earth. Its fangs are rigid enough to pierce a human fingernail cleanly. When cornered, it rears onto its hind legs, holds position, and strikes repeatedly, injecting venom with each successive bite rather than depleting its supply in one strike. The active compound, atracotoxin, targets the primate nervous system with specific efficiency while leaving most other mammals comparatively unaffected. An accident of biochemical evolution that makes humans uniquely and disproportionately vulnerable to an animal that never evolved with humans as a target. An untreated child can die within 15 minutes of a significant envenomation. For anti-venom development in 1981, deaths accumulated across decades of Australian records. Since 1981, with anti-venom in circulation, there has not been a single confirmed fatality. The spider's venom didn't change. The infrastructure built around it did. The most lethal things alive don't announce themselves. They don't charge, roar, or make themselves known. They sit motionless on seafloors, trail invisibly through open water, and rest inside shells that look like souvenirs. Evolution didn't design any of these animals to kill humans. Humans simply have the misfortune of being fragile, curious, and reliably unaware of what they're reaching toward. The deadliest moment is always the one that doesn't look like a moment at all. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Now, the question, only answerable if you watched everything. Which creature on this list carries venom produced entirely by bacteria living inside its body, has no antivenom, and bites without causing pain? Drop your answer in the comments. First ones correct get featured in the next video.